So we'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. And the first thing on the agenda was public comments. Well, actually, I'll do a roll call real quick. It looks, for the record, we have everybody present except for Mary Truxas, and maybe he can join us late. But we do have a quorum. So 5 with Bill Ragsdale Cronin, Kim Shirley, John Gagliotti, Denise Woods, and myself, Gary Krieger. So we will press on. Public comments, and I see no one from the public here. So we'll just move right into no old business. Old business is now the new business. Okay, so what I was going to recommend, let me know what you think. I was maybe going to share my screen and just scroll through the thing, and hopefully we've had a chance to look at it and just look at the version that has the changes marked up so we can see very quickly what was changed. And if no one has any issues, we could just press through and go, yeah, looks good, looks good. And if there is an issue, say something, we'll stop and discuss it. But what I was imagining was just rolling through that because they're all changes that we've talked about. Bill, you're new to this, but you got a fresh set of eyes. If you see anything, let us know. But the changes are all things that came from previous meetings. I don't know. What do you guys think? Does that sound okay? Well, let me share my screen. Let me make sure I got it pulled up here, and let's put that one up. Okay. Let me share my screen, and there we go. All right. Can you guys see everything okay?
Yep.
Okay. So we're going to go through, the first change was just nice words. We took out kind of a little, I don't know, kind of a goofy sentence at the end. No, yeah. Nothing of real substance. Okay. We left all this alone. Nothing changed. This is the existing ordinance, and I've just highlighted the stuff that we changed. All right. So enforcement and penalty, we just actually specified what it would be. This is, before it wasn't specified, and we put in that, and we put in a caveat that it's always up to if it's undue financial burden, we can always, waive it. So that there is an out there. We're not going to put someone in the poorhouse.
Should the penalty be plural penalties?
Where's that?
Somebody could argue that you can only be fined once because that's a penalty.
Okay.
Issue multiple penalties.
Sure. Let's see if I can. Penalties. Did I spell that right?
Yep. I think that's
okay. Enforcement penalties. Okay. Good. All right. So then we got down. Now we started getting into the table. So these are the exempt signs. So we moved a couple exempt signs in here. There were a couple that were in the not exempt or permitted ones, but then they said they were not, they didn't need a permit. So we just said, well, if they don't need a permit, why in there? We didn't change them. We just moved them to the exempt since they didn't require a permit. Okay. So accessory signs, since we moved this to the exempt, this is one of them. I should have highlighted that. Sorry. We took here planning commission approval not required. So since we moved it into the exempt, it's obviously no longer.
It's assumed, yeah. Is there somewhere that defines what the process is for exempt and non-exempt, or is it just assumed that if it's exempt, you don't have to go through any discretionary process? Is that explicitly said somewhere? Or is the other explicitly said, meaning that if it's non-exempt, then it has to go through a discretionary process?
Here. Okay, so the previous
exemptions. Here we go.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to find here. The following signs shall be subject to all the safety provisions.
Yeah. Okay.
The following provision of this chapter do not apply to the following.
Yeah.
Saying basically, yeah, you don't.
Right.
You gotta be safe. Yeah, you gotta be safe, but you don't have to do all the other stuff. And all this was already all in there. These are the ones that were already in there.
Hold on, back up.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's okay.
I'm still reading that exemption thing. The provisions and regulations shall not apply to the following signs should the stated conditions be met. However, the following signs shall be subject to all safety provisions. Should the stated conditions not be met, planning commission review. That's kind of
okay. So the provisions are
kind
really,
of, you're kind of beating a dead horse. If you
Okay.
comply, you comply. If you don't, you have to, if you're exempt, you're exempt. If you're not, you're not.
Yeah, I'm a fan of cutting words. If
I printed this thing out and almost had a heart
as long as
attack.
we're not- Right, as long as we're not cutting.
right.
Right.
Okay. So should the state, okay.
Yeah.
Right there, how's that?
Perfect.
Does not apply to the following signs, as long as the conditions that we listed here, and they shall be subject to safety provisions, period.
Perfect.
Okay,
That's good.
all right, good. See, this is awesome. All right, these were all already in there, and then down here at the bottom was, okay, we struck the word temporary because we've done away with temporary signs.
Mhm.
Good.
Even though
So-
Gary, the one above, we have temporary, can you scroll back up again?
Oh,
It
oh,
says
oh.
temporary private party signs.
Private construction that are placed in a adjacent right of way. So I think these are
Okay,
here.
Those would be temporary, right?
okay.
But
Right.
these are our signs right here, Kim. I mean,
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we're gonna make sure that's out.
that's right.
Okay,
Yeah, you guys are covered. I think what they're getting at here, these are just during construction projects, not like the ones
yeah. Yeah, okay, that's
Yeah.
good. I just want to make sure we're consistent.
The builder, the plaster, the
that,
electrician.
yeah, I think
Clear,
those,
yeah.
those are kind of like the cones they stick out in the road, right? I mean, kind of the same
Okay.
idea. Okay, let's see here. These are all nothing there. There was one more down at the bottom. We just clarified this per person. This is that one, this is the window signs. If you go over 45 days, you'll find this in the permitted one. We'll look at that in a second, but I think the idea, Kim, you had, I think the idea behind this, maybe this temporary one was if you just stick something up like in your window, what they don't want is just to become permanent. So I think somewhere in the past, they just, you put it up for a promotion or whatever, you can leave it up for up to 45 days. But if you're going to go along with that, then you go through the process. So I don't think that should be a problem for anyone. And I don't think we changed it. I think that was already in there.
Yeah,
And okay. This was one of the ones that was in the permitted, but it said planning commission approval not required. I'm like, well, okay, if you don't need planning commission approval, then why is it in the permitted one? It should belong up in.
It's
Yeah.
the signs are permitted to cover no more. Yeah, right. Okay. Yeah. I understand.
Yeah.
so instead of permitted, since they're not permitted,
Yeah,
maybe
right.
such signs are allowed.
Allowed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So I moved these two removed from the table down below. That's the one that require permits. Which these two were in there, but then they say in there they said you don't need planning.
Right. No, but to Kim's point is that up there it does connote or it does allude that it's a permitted sign. So just change that permitted to allowed.
How about?
Or
Yeah, just allowed.
Just
I
don't
see,
use
okay.
permitted. That's the only thing.
I'm confused. Okay, signs. Such signs shall not cover more than. How's that?
Those signs are allowed to
Or
cover.
allowed
Yeah.
to
yeah.
cover.
Okay, signs are allowed. Allowed to cover.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, should I say up to 50% or just leave it no more than 50%?
No more.
What's the thing? Yeah.
Yeah.
That's fine.
That's fine.
Leave it like it
That's
is. Okay.
fine.
Yep, we're good.
Okay.
It's just confusing if you say permitted and then you don't have to have a permit.
Right. Because it's two uses the same word. Yeah. Okay. Good. Good catch. Good. All right.
Not guilty.
And then we got down into non-conforming signs and let's see here. This is planning commission shall approve the application. Okay. We added this. Does anyone see anything in here we added this in, but I'm trying to think if there's anything in
Right,
here.
complete on the sign shall not be required where the footprint of the structure is being changed or in accordance with where permit for any sign is required.
Application is issued. We shall approve the application. So I think what they're just saying is if you're going to need a permit, you take it to the planning commission and get it approved before you put it up.
Mhm.
unless you're the cannabis place, and then you can go and put it up. But that's hey, it all worked out. It all worked out. There, and the red's growing on me. Okay. Although I do want to know how many people stopped in there to buy vegetables.
Yeah, right.
I don't know if you remember.
It's a little deceiving, but yeah.
That was my mother-in-law. She was so excited we were getting a farmer's market.
Right, a farmer's market. I know.
We had extension. Well, nah, not quite the produce you had in mind. All right, let me I'll highlight this here. Okay, so we took out all this verbiage, which was a lot of verbiage. You just said all signs and sign structures shall always be maintained, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Made it a little clearer, I think. Okay, these are, and I'm just so you know, I didn't worry about the experts will take care of all that. I wasn't going to try and, I'm not an expert with formatting with Word, and I wasn't going to fight it. All right. Okay. Single-use plastic products are discouraged. The use of materials consistent with the structure is encouraged. Okay. So that's just, obviously we'd like to discourage single-use plastic, but not going to ban it. Not yet. Okay. All right. I'll keep going unless I hear something here. Okay. In addition to other maintenance, here's other things. Okay. All right. So C, I think we changed it. The verbiage was a little, I don't know, just a little word. We changed it just to read, no sign shall be erected.
Yeah, that's
clear. Yeah. It's
crystal clear. Yeah.
It serves the same purpose, but.
Right, yeah.
Okay. Is everybody okay?
I'm much happier with that, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Keep going here. All right. Okay. Abandoned signs. Okay. Property owner shall remove signs left or by a tenant. Okay. Within 30 days. Failure to comply on abatement procedures.
No.
Right. We took out. This was what was in it before. This was A and B before. All A, B, C. All of that. All that was in there, and we basically just took all that out and just put these two short little sentences in.
I like it.
If it's abandoned, clean it up, and if you don't, we'll start abatement.
Right, yeah. It's good.
Okay, is everybody good?
Yep.
Okay, yeah, that got a lot shorter. Okay, elimination. I don't think we changed. Oh, we've got something here. Oh, yeah, we didn't change that. Now we're to abatement of sign on public property. Okay. If a political sign is located in the public right-of-way, the city shall relocate the sign. So I think the idea here, political signs are always a little sensitive. If someone puts it in a public right-of-way, they probably didn't know any better. And I guess what we're saying here is first thing, just take it out and put it up on their property. Don't.
Yeah, right. We saying the person who caused the infraction or the city staff or police is going to do that.
The city
shall relocate.
Right. The idea, instead of running around and collecting a bunch of signs.
Right. No, I totally understand where this came from.
Pull them up, throw them in the yard, and then when someone calls you, to explain to them why it was not okay.
Yeah, I doubt they would even know that.
Well, that's the thing, and I think that's the reason behind it. It's like most people, just because they don't know any better. Okay, sign is confiscated. Once again, the paragraph talks about political signs. We'll call the campaign, not to people, and say, hey, you got to come fix it or pick it up. Okay, all right. So that was the gist of that. It was just if someone puts it in the wrong spot, pick it up, throw it in the yard, and hopefully.
Yeah.
All right. Here was another change. I tried to catch all of these. There was another one. Okay. Signs on private property. Okay. No sign may be placed on any property in a manner that creates a public health or safety hazard. Okay, that makes sense. Any sign which creates a health through such that shall be immediately removed by the owner upon request. So now we're saying if it be in causing a problem, the city will call the owner. Owner has to move it.
How are they notified? Does the police put a shit on the door and say move your sign?
don't think we specify how they.
I mean, that's exactly how I was notified.
Okay.
There was a whatever it was, they wrote, it wasn't a ticket, but it was a ticket.
Citation?
That was what it was, a citation on my door.
Okay.
Were you okay with that?
Fine, yeah.
Huh, all
But
right.
yours wasn't, I mean, if this is a safety hazard,
Yeah, actually, it's interesting that if it's in a public right of way, we can move it, we can go in, but if it's a safety hazard, we have to actually notify, get the owner to move it. That seems almost inconsistent. And this one should be the one that we should have, the city should have the power to move.
Well,
Yeah.
this is
Or they both should be. I mean, I think maybe the same language should be basically.
okay. I would just point the distinction here is this is on private property. These are in the public right of way. So that was the distinction. If it's in the up here, and I'm not saying we can't change it. But that was the distinction. These are on like in the public right of way. That's why they pull them out and put them in the yard. These are on private property. So this would be like.
But they're safety hazard for whom? Is safety hazard for the resident or safety hazard for people walking by or driving by or what?
Well, I think in discussions we had before, I think usually it was the Chief Horn would say that they could ascertain if it was a hazard and they would contact the resident. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know that you can.
I mean,
really,
if that's standard protocol, then maybe that's what we just then that's. I mean, I do want to believe like you guys, the planning commission, put a lot of time into this initial stuff, and a lot of this language, that we're just hacking out. I mean, may have some value. I don't know, but
right. I think that. Yeah, go ahead, Denise.
Well, I was going to say, it says the owner shall immediately be notified and remove the sign, or it says the city will do it. Am I reading that right?
Yes.
that's right.
Yes. So I think
the other one is the city. Well, if it's in the city right away, that makes sense for the city to move it. But if it's on public property, I think you have to notify the owner first.
right.
Private property. If it's on private property.
Right.
And I think the intent is to leave some flexibility in here because there's no way we can describe every situation.
Yeah, exactly.
If you get too specific, then people start arguing. Well, it's not this exactly. It's
No, I think it makes sense the way it is actually.
Okay.
and
Okay.
then at the
I'm
end it
good
says,
with
it says where feasible, the city shall relocate the sign elsewhere on owner's property where it does not create a health or safety
Right.
hazard. Like if
either-
it really is.
Right. So you knock on the door, nobody's home, the city moves it. You knock on the door, there's somebody's there, you say, hey, can you move your sign?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I like it.
And keep in mind too, Alex will comb through all this. If we've said something that's not enforceable or in accordance with legalese, he'll have to clean it up. So I don't like if we've kind of goobered something up, he should help fix it.
Okay.
Okay.
If it's illegal, like from a legal perspective. Okay. Here we go. Impounded signs make a good faith effort to attempt to notify the owner, and the owner is liable for cost. Okay. That's then we took this last one all the way out. I think because it's sort of duplicative of what's up here now.
Mhm.
I think what we did was we just kind of combined D into C and just made it a little bit smaller. Okay. And then here's all the definitions. We might have changed something about temporary in here, maybe. I'm not sure. Yep, we did.
Yes.
Yeah, there it is. And we just took out the 45-day limit. So, okay. And change just to 5 to 4. I want to measure the sidewalk, and the sidewalks are just a little bit over 4 feet, but they're under 5. And I just think, we're trying to just keep this simple. If there's a sidewalk there and your fence is on the sidewalk, you should be able to put a sign on your fence. But, if you said 5 feet and someone got out there and measured the sidewalk, which is what I did, they're not quite 5 feet, it's like, so just call it 4 feet. And that way, if someone's got a fence on the sidewalk, they can put a sign on their fence.
Do we need to change that 5 feet from edge of asphalt as well? Right
Oh,
down
see,
below, 4 feet from back side of curb abutting property, or where there is no curb, 5 feet.
Yeah, sure, we can do that.
That'd be 4 feet as well, so it's consistent.
Sure, let's do
Well,
that.
is are they talking about asphalt is the street?
Yeah, the
Is
edge
that
of the
why-
street. Like I don't have sidewalks in front of my house.
Right.
And there's always,
Nobody
I've
does.
had questions made about where I've placed political signs. And I'm like, where do you measure from?
Right.
Give me a measurement. So if it's the edge of asphalt, I can find the edge of the asphalt.
I thought
Right.
it was the curb. I've always used the curb, but.
Right, but I don't have a curb.
Not everybody has curbs.
See, I'm
I like-
curbless.
And I like this too, and we're getting away from all this whole easement nonsense
Yeah.
that no one even knows where they are. And they're
Right,
like,
right. And they're not universal. They are.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
because some places have gutter and no sidewalk, some places have, so if you go consistently from, curb or edge of asphalt, I think we're good. I mean, we just keep it the same.
Yes, I think I like this from the asphalt. It's just
Yeah, all right.
easy.
All right.
Everyone in Delray Oaks has asphalt in front of their house, so
Yeah.
we're consistent.
so I think the 5 feet from the edge of the asphalt, so that's allowing for a foot curb, is where you get the 4 feet from the curb, right?
Well, from the outside edge of the curb is the outside edge of the curb.
Right, but see the curb, so you got the asphalt and then a foot inside that is the top of the curb. So that's why you got the 4 feet versus the 5 feet.
That doesn't make any sense to me, but I'm missing something
Okay.
in that.
No,
You
I
have
know.
the edge of your curb is here where my hand is, or the edge of the asphalt.
Right, so I'm saying that's a foot.
That's the same thing. It's the
Well,
edge of the roadway.
Correct. Well, I'm saying, okay, you're gonna hit the same mark. If you get 4 feet from the top of the curb, because then from the curb to the edge of the asphalt's another foot. You
I hear what you're saying. I think you're
know
right.
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I don't-
think
doesn't
that's
really matter to
right.
me.
I think the 5 foot easement starts me, well, let's just make it up. I mean, let's just say that. Okay, but that makes sense to me is that, let's just say.
Even I'm good.
The defining line, the demarcation line is asphalt, and the easement is 5 feet from the asphalt to the private property line.
Correct,
And then the 4 foot would be, if there is a curb, then it would be
Right,
4 foot
correct.
from the measure from the curb.
correct.
In that case, and that's basically the foot the curb takes up.
That's
And
fine.
what I like about this is it gives people something to kind of measure from.
Yeah.
Right, so you either measure 4 feet from the top of the curb or you measure 5 feet from the edge of the asphalt.
Yeah,
It gets
yeah.
you to the same spot.
Or to your point, I mean, just make it simple and just say 5 feet from the asphalt, and then if that kind of hits.
I'm fine. Leave it the way it was.
Because everybody has asphalt, but not everybody has a curb.
That's right.
Yes.
Bill doesn't have.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
All
so
right.
take the curb out. Right,
Okay,
is that what you're
makes
saying?
sense. Yep,
I should be curbed
All right.
for various reasons.
yeah, 5 feet from the edge of the asphalt, one
I'm good.
benchmark.
It's
That
fine.
makes sense. Okay,
It's fine. Just put the 5 back in.
Just get rid of this
Asphalt, yeah, no curb, but just asphalt.
right here.
There it is, right there. There it is. 5 feet from the edge of the asphalt.
Yeah, so we got
Yeah.
4 feet from the curb, and where there's no curb, 5 feet from the asphalt.
That's too much. If we can leave all that in there, but I do think it's a lot more words. It seems simpler if you
Take
know
that
where
out.
the asphalt is, whether you have a
Right.
curb or not.
Yeah.
You know, it's 5 foot in from there.
Oh, you're saying just don't worry about the curb, just say 5 feet from the asphalt.
Right, because not
Right.
everyone has curbs.
Got it. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm good
That
with
makes more sense because if you got a V ditch, which edge of the V ditch do you measure to? Blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Good-
That's right.
good call, John.
That's right.
I like that. It's just 5 foot from asphalt and you can tell the difference.
Yeah.
I think that would,
Black and white.
okay. You
So
guys,
so Gary, delete everything from the word 5 to the second curb.
can you guys, just since we're doing this, can you humor me for about 60 seconds? Let me just go out and put my tape measure on.
Yeah, sure.
Sure.
Just to make
Yeah.
sure. Okay, I'll be right back.
okay, and while you're gone, I'm gonna have a question for everybody else. How much is the fee for a sign permit? And should that be something that is in this document? Because I did not see it anywhere.
I think yeah, so the first answer is, yeah, it should be in here. Like, I mean, you should know what things cost. That was one of the comments is that they wanted a table. They wanted it all simple and all in one place.
Right.
I don't know what's here.
No, I did not see that there, but that's okay. This went from 43 pages to 20. That is amazing.
Yeah.
Kudos. That was fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I noticed that. I was like, wow. That is
Yeah,
so,
yeah.
but I didn't see anywhere like how much actually is the fee. It says you go to the city clerk and you get a fee, but doesn't say how much. And I don't know if that should be something in here or there's a separate fee schedule someplace else for all of the fees that the city charges.
I think the
Question.
review, it is a great question. I think the review is what is where the fee is assessed, like meaning that how complex
depends.
is the review going to be? Like, is it
Gotcha.
going to?
Right. It depends on the situation. I gotcha. Okay.
But I think that there should be kind of a, I think that there should be some just ministerial nominal fees. I mean, if somebody's just putting in is there a standard sign that one would go that they would put in? A permitted sign, or are all permitted signs basically custom and they all need individual review?
Well, I guess you could say anything that needs a planning commission review should be one price, and if it doesn't, that might be another price because it's more work to go through the planning commission.
Exactly. I mean that's what the fee is for. The fee really is to cover staff time.
Right. Exactly. Huh. Anyway.
Right. So, yeah, that's fine. So we're just going to say the city right away that is less than 5 feet from the edge of the asphalt.
Okay.
Any sign in the city right away.
Yeah, that needs to be changed.
Put a less than 5 feet from the edge of the asphalt. Wait a minute. No, I'm goobering it up here. Hang on. Any sign, okay. Any sign, I should put it, any sign that's less than 5 feet from the edge of the asphalt is in the city right away. Is that what we want to say?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Any sign. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. Katie just got home. My dogs are gonna. Any sign less than 5 feet from the edge of the asphalt is in city right away. How's that? Is that what we want to say?
Yep.
Less than 5 feet from the edge of the asphalt is in the city right away.
Yes.
How about we say shall be considered? That's probably something Alex would change. Because we're not saying, because we don't know what the city right away is, but we can just say shall be considered. What about that?
That sounds
Yeah,
good.
that's fine. Yeah.
I mean, we don't know what it is. I don't want someone to come back, well, that's not recorded in some blah, blah, blah. We just say,
To me, the spirit of this effort was to make this ordinance more usable, and
Right.
to me, that's the kind of language that makes it more usable. Is it, when somebody says, "What's the sign? What are the rules around the sign?" Here it is.
There you go.
all right, then we just put it is in the city right away. Okay.
Yeah, good enough.
Okay. License 5 feet, basically 5 feet from the asphalt or more, you're good. Okay. This prohibition shall not apply to city property. Okay. This is talking about special events. Okay. The rest of this we didn't change. I think most of that was left alone. Permitted signs, we didn't do a lot down here.
Gary, when you were out, there was a question around fees.
Okay.
We're silent about fees in the document, but how does one kind of gauge what a fee might be, depending upon is it totally a black box? Do they say, look, I want to put in a sign and then drop in an application and then they find out after, similar to doing like a fence or a improvement on their home, or what?
Now, I'm trying to think, it would have been really nice to go through this process with the dispensary, because I could have given you a better answer. We would have walked through this process. That was sort of
that's interesting. So they actually had to go through the hybridized sign, but actually I thought that was untouched. We didn't really touch any of the commercial stuff. So the commercial stuff was pretty much.
The commercial stuff we pretty much left alone.
Exactly.
Yeah. And so I whatever they were doing, no one's ever complained about the fees. So
Is there anything in the commercial section about calling our city by the wrong name? Like Del Rey. Oak.
Del Rey. Yeah,
okay.
but I think those are internal signs. Those are internal, like we can't. I don't think
I'm
we
just
have
curious if
any-
anybody's actually told Safeway that that's a problem. I've seen
Well,
it on next
Squid.
door and everything else, but I want to go down there with my
Squid
can
went
of spray paint and just put an E on it.
I know.
Yeah.
The weekly totally called them out.
Yeah, no, they did.
I
was a
missed
good-
that part. I just saw it on next door.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah,
that's
the weekly.
good.
So, all right. So
Sorry.
I'm going to keep going down here. Okay, so now we're into permitted signs. The following signs shall be permitted, subject to provisions. Blah blah blah. Okay. Here we go. These were, and I think these were all there. Let's see what we do here. This is the direction on. We said okay for the direction on public service. It's like we took out the planning commission. Like okay, whatever. And just said by the city manager. The city manager can approve those. These are public service signs. Like detour signs and stuff. I guess right. So we said yeah, you don't need to take that to the planning commission. Just city manager can approve that.
Okay.
The rest of these, let's see, like you said, we didn't really touch a lot down here in the commercial. Let's see here. Window signs, sign permit, it's not required. Oh, this is a question. Okay,
Oh, yeah, this is good.
okay. Signs that are paid, okay. So this is the more than 45 days. All right. No more than 10% of the window, social shall not be included in the maximum. Planning commission approval is not required. A sign permit is not required. Huh.
So you're saying a permanent window sign, so that's a window sign that's up for more than 45 days, is it supposed to go through the planning commission? Right?
Yeah.
Is that your question?
Yeah, I think it is. I'm not sure why. I think it probably should, right? Go to the planning commission.
I would think because then it's considered a permanent sign. If it's
Yeah.
more than 45 days.
So I would say we can take this out. The answer would,
Or is that one that just gets city manager approval?
well, what do you guys think? I mean, window sign, do we want to take it to the planning commission or just, usually we're like talking about things that are built. I mean, if it's just a window sign, do you want to at least give that to the city manager and let them decide?
I think so. Yeah, because the
Yeah.
process, you know what? Because it might be they're putting it up and they're like, oh, we want to keep it up for more than 45 days. By the time it goes through the planning commission,
Okay.
I don't think it's just,
Okay.
yeah.
Let me go back up here and I'll cut and paste. Okay. 6. I think. Okay, well, somebody needs to give them this manager. Okay.
They can be authorized at the discretion of the city manager.
Yes, yes.
Here you go. Authorized at the
Discretion of the city manager.
city.
There needs to also though be that this permit does seem like it is, I guess it's permanent, so can it be revoked? Is it irrevocable or revocable?
I would think any permitted sign could be
Revocable,
right?
right? Revocable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, because if it's in disrepair or whatever. Yeah.
right. Okay, all right.
And there's language in there for that.
Can somebody enlighten me why we care about a sign in somebody's window of their own business?
No,
I'm curious. I'm just asking a question. I'm not being facetious.
That was a
Why do we
food
care?
fight from last year. Yeah, I mean, I know.
Why do we care?
Some do. That's the answer. There are those in the community that they do care.
I realize in the community, but I'm saying from a standpoint of the city regulating it and requiring a city manager or a planning commissioner or somebody else to go down and look at this thing and approve it. I'm just curious.
I'm so with you on that. But this has been litigated.
I'm sure it has.
All right, so I changed this to 5 feet from the curb or asphalt. Do we just want to say 5 feet from the asphalt?
Yes.
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 Okay. from the asphalt. Okay. So now we're being consistent, 5 feet from the asphalt. I like that. Okay. All right. Flags of any government or non-government entity are permitted. Okay. A sign permit is a flag announcing commercial. Okay, so if it's like a commercial or business identity, then they have to come and get approval for a flag. If it's permit, it's kind of weird. Non-governmental entity are permitted. A sign permit is not. Flags of any government, non-government.
Just see planning commission approval and a sign permit. Flags announcing commercial. So that means that the flags that Safeway put up, they should have went through the planning commission.
Huh, that's interesting because they certainly didn't. So,
Well, obviously we would have told them that they need to spell the city right. But
I mean, this is, I guess, I don't know, maybe this is driven, by those banner flags that people put up everywhere now, but those aren't permanent. So, I don't know. Do we even want
Must receive planning commission approval and a sign permit. Flags of any government non-government are permitted.
flags even an issue?
So if,
Huh.
I mean, I can't imagine we're gonna have a flag go through the planning commission for
Yeah,
a business.
that's kind of what I'm like thinking about. It's just because here's the thing I'm thinking. The only reason it would be an issue is if it was a safety hazard, and that's already covered. So anything that's a safety hazard, they're going to go take care of.
So maybe
Is it-
this flags section should be in the exempt
All
section,
take it out. Just not even worry about flags. I mean,
because
flags everywhere.
Well, what if we got rid of the flags announcing commercial or business identity? Just like, can we just delete that section? And then just flags of government, put it in the other one?
Yeah, we can move it up the other one. But again,
Yeah.
do we even want to talk? Do we even want to worry about flags? Or we can
I think we should have it in there because I've had people ask me.
Okay.
Yeah.
What you're saying is we'll take this out. Is that right?
Right,
Yeah.
and then move the other stuff up to not to the exempt.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So let me.
So that means.
Are those flags, like say the car wash did that sign with the thing that blows up, is that a flag? You know what I'm talking about? Like those things.
Yeah. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Is that a sign?
It never came before the planning commission, and I never heard anything about it.
It's a
No, it
blow-up.
hasn't happened.
No, it hasn't
I'm
happened.
talking in the hypothetical.
Oh.
And I don't want to make it too complex, I mean, I guess we could always find type of things.
I kind of think we just kind of fall, at least until we find otherwise. I think we just fall back on don't worry about it too much if it's a habit.
Right, exactly. I mean, so much of the, of our sign ordinance just organically grew out of that. We don't like that. So let's put a ruler on it.
Oh, shoot. You might remember flags, right? Flags. So I got to find, it's all alphabetical.
Oh, is it alphabetized?
Yeah, this is all alphabetical. So just
Oh, it's page 17.
no, I got to figure out where to put,
Oh.
I got to figure out where to
Oh,
insert the
ah,
layout, insert below. I'm at C, insert below.
Well, that's pretty good, Garrett.
It's just a nerd in me. I just like it. That's the way they had it. They had it all alphabetical. So, Oh, no, it's not either. I thought it was. I thought one of them was alphabetical. Okay, it doesn't matter. It's in there now. Flags are in there.
okay.
17, I'll take that.
That works.
I'll take that other row out. Okay, let's keep on down here. Okay, where is that empty? There we go. We'll take this one out. And delete row. Okay. All right. Okay. So here we go. Regulations. Now, commercial. I don't think. Let's see. I don't think we changed anything in the commercial part of this. Let's see.
Yeah.
I know we
Yeah.
pretty much. Okay. Change the total area Well, this is something different though. Okay, this is back, now we're down to the maximum. This is the 80 square feet. That's what was in that court case from,
So should we take out the words temporary and permanent? Because
we don't-
in the residential district, right, we don't have any temporary
right.
or
right.
permanent.
We can take it out. We can take it out. We can just, I think it was in there just, I think we were just going like, hey, it doesn't matter, either one, but you know what? Just take it out. You're right. Let's do that.
So is the 160, was that one that did we initially put that in and now we've reduced it?
I don't know where the 160 came from, to be honest, because what we were looking at in that Supreme Court case was 80, right?
I think it was incorrect, the 160.
I think it was a mistake because
Okay.
the Supreme Court case that we kept referring back to was 16 feet for any one sign and 80 feet total is what they said was it was an approved, like you could limit that. That was not a limit on your free speech. So they said 80 square feet total or any one sign up to 16. And so I'm not sure what, I don't know if the 16 got turned into 160 by mistake. I don't know where that came from. I was surprised when I saw that because that wasn't in our discussion. So I just changed it back to the 80. That's a lot of signs. I mean, you know.
Yeah, that is. It's a 10 by 8. That's a big sign.
Well, no, it's any one sign was, well, do we have any one sign? I don't know. Actually, we don't. I don't think in here we sign it. We just.
I'm just trying to think of what were the typical campaign signs. No, I'm fine with 80 feet. I mean, 80 feet is a lot for a sign, but I'm just curious. Now I just want to do the math. What was
It's
it?
about, a typical one's about 6 square feet. It's about
6. All right. So yeah.
It depends. They're either a foot and a half.
You could have 10. You could have almost 15 signs. 15.
Yeah. It's a
Yeah, and
lot.
if you go to the big ones like they put on the street corners, they're 4 by 8,
Right.
32.
You're right. And that was what was in there. I actually had, that's back in the day. Actually read that court case, and that's kind of what the judge said. He's like, you know, if you've got this many signs up, no one's abridging your right.
Yeah. Right. All right.
Gotcha.
Okay. And this is the other than the residential. This is like, you know, this is the talking about, you know, how much square feet you have. We didn't change any of that. We just all left it. Okay, and I don't think there's anything else. That's it.
All right.
Yay!
Yeah.
Hey,
Okay.
I feel
All right.
so lucky. I just ate a big dinner.
Okay. So I don't know exactly the process. I assume that we'll need to send this to Alex first, and once he checks it for legal speak, make sure we didn't put too much layman talk in, then it can go back to the city council for consideration.
Yeah, right. And I imagine the committee, someone from the committee is going to have to present. Gary, I nominate you. I think you'd be the best person to.
Sure.
I would recommend do almost exactly what we just did right now.
Yeah.
With them.
Yeah.
And just show them.
I think that'd be good. And we try to just spin through there and make it quick. And all right. Well, would someone, I guess, to make this official, like to make a motion that we.
I make a motion. We adopt the new sign ordinance. We adopt the recommendation of the new sign ordinance for the council with all the edits.
second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Aye.
Passes unanimously. All right.
Let's go get a beer, John.
Yay.
Randy, thank you so much for being in here.
Hey, one fast question though. We did have the question about fees for Miss Woods.
Yeah,
we
that
need to
was-
revisit that.
I think that's a great topic for the council to kind of address, because we can ask staff. We can say how's it,
There's probably a base fee for a permit.
There's,
Yeah,
I
I
sus-
think
Just a simple, I want to plan a.
Bill, I think I'm not 100% sure. I suspect they probably keep the fees listed in a separate document just for every, so that when they want to make changes, they just go to that one document and update fees.
I would say so.
I think too, it's a fee schedule.
Right, and I
I
don't
think
think
for everything, yeah. Mhm.
I don't think they embed them in the ordinances.
Yeah, I'm looking at the fee schedule now.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, let's see, permits, variance. Does it have sign fee schedule though? Let me see.
Because I think they waived it. I don't remember. I think I remember not seeing one for the farm
Yeah, I don't think we
when
did.
that was approved.
That one was already up, so that was sort of weird. That was just such a weird thing anyway, because it was already up there.
You know, it's a weird thing. And also, you know, something else, this is kind of, sorry, a side note. I thought they were rocking the front of the building. I didn't realize they were rocking the back of it. You know, I mean, they were going to put some, you know,
Right. The facade up, right.
right.
I do like the shutters. The shutters help.
Mm-hmm.
I do like the shutters. And like I say, the red's going on me.
Sorry, off topic. We'll get back to it.
Probably
Okay.
red's a little.
All right, guys, we got Randy. We're keeping Randy here, unless we got like,
We're good.
but otherwise,
Yeah.
I'm gonna adjourn us and let Randy cut out of here. Are we good?
Yeah,
We're
yeah,
good.
good. It's good.
Okay.
Yeah,
we-
thank you guys.
Yeah,
All
yeah,
the
thank
work.
you, yeah.
Oh
See you.
my
Thank
God.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
It was
guys.
good.
Okay,
Good
take
evening,
care.
everybody.
Bye.
Have a
Thanks
good
for being
evening.
here, Bill.
Bye.